It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Midday Show. We're a little bit late because we have to organize stuff.
And you're back.
And I'm back, baby.
Welcome back.
I gotta tell you, I got a few friends in here, and I wanted to share some of the experiences that I had up in Chicago. Because Freddie did not go to Chicago for himself. That was the least of the reason I did that. We're gonna get into it a little bit. I'm gonna bring Jay out here, but it was Amp Media Futures that I went up to represent, plus a few other things, which we're going to talk about in a second, and let people know that we are alive, strong, and producing and creating. And everything that I saw up in Chicago was what I thought about over 12 years ago. And iHeart says, wow, you thought about this 12 years ago. They have $1 million sets. Sure. Like this set, they travel all over and they do these things. But we write music. You saw that beautiful music that we just opened up with? Yeah. I wrote that. Watch out now. Did. I wrote that. And they put it to music and Baxton put it to video. So anything and everything is doable. So I just wanted to start out the show with that. But how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's nice to have you back. The crew was on point. We're a little, actually we have a crew in there where they're working. They're being quiet, aren't they?
I didn't even know they were in there.
I know. Neville's on sound and Nate's on board, and I have to say the crew was absolutely unbelievable last week. We worked Emily so hard that she's out sick this week, but hopefully she'll be feeling better. She said she feels like she's underwater. This job is not for the faint of heart, I must tell you.
Consistency. Alicia came in and she seems like she's underwater too.
I don't think so. I think she's good. Russ had a great, we recorded Russ because next week is Labor Day, so we won't be here, but the shows will continue. So a great show today with Norman. Russ, I just reached out to Norman because I think he needs his own show.
Well, he's really good. Come on.
He's really good.
That's the book guy.
He's done his homework over the last 35 years.
No, Norman is not the book guy. That's somebody else.
Oh, his co-host. Yes. Did you see the video that he sent?
I was watching it this morning.
The Palladiums?
Yeah.
I know. And then we had Christina in today and talking about the Palladians and her eyes and all of that.
Her name is Christina?
I think it is.
It is not.
What's her name?
It's a funky name.
What's her name, the polarity lady?
I know who you mean.
Caitlin.
Oh, Caitlin. Okay.
I call her Love Bug or Ladybug or something.
Yeah, I know. She walked in and you said you're Love Bug.
Because I can't remember Caitlin.
You can't call women Love Bug.
She told me to.
I don't think that works out so well. Can you imagine Russ walking around saying, oh, Love Bug, good morning? And they'd be like, really? That sounds a little creepy to me.
She told me to.
Do you do everything people? My mother would say, if someone told you to jump off a cliff, would you?
Only if they were
first.
first.
The vice president says something like that.
I asked her,
like, really?
I was calling her Ladybug. And she said, no, it's Love Bug. I said, oh, you want me to call you that in public? She said yes. I said, okay.
She says love bugs are the bugs on their way to Orlando that she
used
a word for, but yeah.
They get all over your windshield and they leave a stain. So I said, you don't want to be, that's roadkill. I told her, I don't want to call you roadkill.
But I know you also brought the light bulbs with you. And we have to call Roger. I know you spoke to him, he's not feeling well.
So we have to.
I keep sending this information to people, and they say there is no way this light bulb works. I put this light bulb, I thought of you, Sally, I have a closet where my air conditioning is and the air return is. I have this in there now. It's so much better in the house with this on. I keep it on all day long. I turn it off when I go to bed because otherwise the light would keep me up. But unbelievable what this light bulb does. The bathroom is like a new bathroom.
I was at the convention center with the greatest basketball player that I think personally played, which was the center, and I made pictures, took pictures because they have a big statue of Michael Jordan in front of the center, and I talked to the manager in charge of the whole center.
Wow.
And I showed him this.
Wow.
And he looked at it, and he read it, and he looked at me. He says, "Are you crazy?"
Everyone says that. They go, "It can't work. How can a light bulb do all of these things?"
He says, "If this was true." It would be in here. Now, they got millions of bulbs in the center. Wow. And I said to him, just because it's different doesn't mean it doesn't work. And he looked at me. So I'm hoping, just hoping, that they will call him. This is an unbelievable product. And then I talked to the hotel, and I said to them, can I change all your light bulbs to this? And I'm going to tell you, it needed it, because that hotel had low lighting, and this is bright lighting. And they're going to call him. So I know that he's been not feeling well under the weather. I didn't want to bother him. But being that you're in studio, let him know that this is in 2 places in Chicago right now.
Okay.
With more to come.
That's a good start.
It is, with more to come, because nobody believes me, Russell. They think that I'm nuts. They think I walked in off a planet.
15 years
15 years.
or more, yeah.
It's amazing the complexity of something so simple.
You know what's funny though is the naysayers always say no first.
Of course.
So I brought some home.
Oh.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
The
So
naysayers always say no first.
first, and then
Like 4 years, no,
And then-
and no.
Well, that's because I had
and
nothing to
no,
say.
And no.
And then
4
they-
years.
And then they change their mind.
And then slowly, right,
Yeah.
you can see, I see the light bulbs migrate into my house. And it goes in one light, and then it's, well, we could put it here if it had its own switch. And by the magic of the switch controls it, oh, I guess we can put it there too. You want to get up and change the light bulb? I got stories for you. I'm dressed like this. Do I look like I want to climb on a ladder and change a light bulb? Well, you can get up in the box easier than me. Oh, take out the ladder. Let me try that. Oh, no, not in those shoes. And I didn't think so. So you go up on the ladder and change the light bulb. And you know what? That light bulb's been on all week. And it smells so much better. Because, you know,
That's
those
great.
air returns have
That's
funky
great.
smells sometimes.
I'm still trying to get over the naysayers
Me on the
saying
ladder?
No, you
Oh,
were
I got
telling
story-
me
how many
4
stories have I
years
had
of
for you
no,
today?
No, naysayer.
And now look.
And now
you go
I
away
know
for a
why you
week and
said
we're good
no.
to go.
Now
Why?
I know, because your hands are all stuck together.
Now knew. Right?
You know, she was born with webbed hands.
I found that out last night, Sally.
You're kidding. What?
Oh my God, here we go. And here we go.
Here's my story. I go out for dinner with my
Webbed
parents last
hands.
night, and my parents are getting in the
They
car,
surgically
and my
unwebbed them.
dad says to me, "I guess I've never told you
I'm getting goosebumps. That's amazing.
that you were born." And he says, "Let me see." I said, "You know, Dad, I have no fingerprints." He says, "So serious, on one hand or both?" And I said, "Why? Do you know I have no fingerprints?" He says, "Well, you were born with one
Wow.
hand and your fingers were attached."
Oh, wow.
He says, "I'm surprised your hands even work." I said, "My hands work fine." He says, "Well, they don't really
Wow.
work as well as they should." I'm like, "They could work even better."
That's
Can you
amazing.
imagine? He
That's
said, "When you were
amazing.
born, your fingers were attached." And he said, at 1 day old, we had to have you surgically, your fingers separated to look like a hand. I'm thinking, this is the craziest thing I ever heard. We're in
You
a
never
parking
knew
lot.
this? This is-
No. So
Can
Can I
said,
ask you a
"Mom,
Now is the
question on
time
that,
to- now is the
Dawn?
time.
I'm sorry. It's just that my daughter was born with her webbed toes.
Did
on
you
her-
fix
Webbed
them?
toes is more common. That's more common.
Did you separate them?
No, because they said we took her to the doctor, and they said that it was completely surface aesthetic. It wasn't anything. So I thought, okay, let me just, instead of putting my child through anesthesia, let me just wait for her to make the decision. But I want to ask you, is that something that I have to address? Is this something dangerous long term?
I don't know.
No, it's
I
not
don't-
dangerous.
All I know is I've always had it, but I've always wondered why my thumb is misshapen. And I've asked for years, and everyone says, I never noticed it. I'm like, well, I have. So I said to him, is this why my thumb is a funny shape? And he sort of laughs. He says, yes.
And
it was
are
like-
you
it was-
right-handed or left-handed?
Her hand was like
Right.
this. It was coupled like this, so they have to remove it.
Oh.
But a
I
foot
had
is.
no idea.
I wonder why they never told you before.
Thank
And
you.
nobody in your family has that?
No, wait a minute. I
But you
got
have
one.
the same as me with your
Oh,
eye.
Yes,
Hold it.
and I
We
have
had
no
the
birth
same-
certificate either.
That's right. That's the funny part. There's no birth certificate.
Okay, can I just tell a story about that?
you can make
When
up
my
your
daughter
age.
was here, she wanted to get something. She needed a birth certificate, and I was going back to London. So this is weird. Also, it's a weird story. So I go back to London, and I know the hospital that I gave birth to her, right? I knew when my son was born, they had everything there, but she was born in a different hospital. So I'm with my stepmother, who was there at her birth because she was my stepmother. I go to the hospital, no record. And they go back for years. I said, she was born in this hospital. They couldn't find her birth certificate. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
I love it.
And I mean, you don't make that up. You know where your child is born, right?
I know. So I'm grateful
it's the
that
same
they have
thing.
unattached my fingers because otherwise my hand would not
We're
work.
in
How would you
closing-
hold the mic?
So you know my story with my eyes. So I tell my
Mine's
brother.
the same.
I
The
tell my
same.
brother this whole story. He's like, Well, wow, if they had just put a hook on your hand, it would go with your eye patch and you could have been a pirate your whole life.
But we both had the same problem at 4 or 5. I had to have surgery on my eye too. The same thing.
This sounds like a beautiful Disney love story.
What, between me and Sally? Yes.
Oh.
No, between like
Well,
you with your
changing it.
eyes and your hands and like
I
the
know, it's
prince
like
that came to
same thing,
save
though.
you.
It sounds more
you-
like the
like
Bride of
chicken fire.
Frankenstein. They had to reconstruct her.
Can you believe?
Thank you, thank you.
They
Yeah.
had to
And they
reconstruct
said,
her.
look how far you've come. Yeah, I mean, amazing, isn't it? See, it just
amazing.
shows you. If you're from another planet, you can overcome anything.
Absolutely.
And the
You
light.
know the
Even
planet,
the
right?
light going out.
You know the planet.
Which one?
I won't air it on the air.
The Palladians? Everyone
Yes.
seems to be
It-
from
it's-
Palladian.
It is the Palladians because there's more people here from the Palladians. than
Where's the
anywhere else.
Palladium?
Well,
I heard
Cat-
that was a
Cat-
nightclub.
Catelyn was in here. She also says she's a Palladian. And Dawn says, look at her eyes. What's wrong with her eyes?
They're
My
beautiful.
friend
blue
Marita
eyes.
is Palladian.
How do you
blue.
know?
Like
Wh-
Sally.
What does the
I had
eye?
the same thing with my eye.
Oh.
It was actually in the corner. I
It's
had
Morse
to wear a
code.
patch.
There's like lettering around your eye.
And there's something
what?
there that
Letters,
was holding
letters.
it. It's
like numbers and letters around your eyeball.
the same
So
thing.
do
We
I
had the
have?
same-
Am I
same
Palladium?
surgery.
Oh, Ross, am I Palladium?
Yeah.
I have to check. I don't know.
Yeah, Russ is
No,
non-committal
you're my
on that.
daughter.
But then we're from the same planet.
Russ never tells us who he's talking to either.
But before we go to commercial break, Russ, tell us what's in store for your show.
Well, we would just, you know, it's going to be more disclosures.
Disclosure. Here
Yeah.
I sit.
Yeah, I know. It's coming to the planet Earth. I mean, it's got so much information.
I feel like I'm part of the disclosure for 2024.
Oh, yeah, but we all are. We were
certain
born.
people.
See, when you decided to incarnate on this planet, you decided before you came through the birth canal. And so now you're here, but you decide, it's no accident that you're here at this time. This is time for disclosure. And the changes that are coming are going to be monumental for most people. Most people won't be able to handle it.
That's what I think I found out yesterday. Part of the full disclosure.
Oh, there's more.
Oh.
Oh, there's more. There's
There's
so much
more.
more
That's what
coming.
he keeps saying to her. You know what your mission is, your calling is.
You know, talking about missions, I got an update. You know, we have 2 astronauts stuck in space.
Yep.
Because Boeing screwed up and their junk don't work. They
Right.
can't get them back, right?
Right.
So I spoke to my son who's in touch with NASA, and he says that they're going to send up SpaceX. They're going to go get them in February.
Yep.
Well, they
Yeah.
February.
they just gave him a $100,000 contract, $100 million contract.
But
And-
what's happening
SpaceX.
is, I asked them, well, how are the astronauts eating? So every country in the world is sending up orbitals for food to keep them going, right?
That's great.
So then he says, but you want to hear the funniest thing? SpaceX uniform, the astronauts'
blue.
uniform, is not the same as Boeing's. So they cannot get in the SpaceX
They're
capsule
sending out new
with
uniforms,
the
too.
uniform from Boeing. They have to send it up with the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So they were sending up 4, 2 stay, and those 2 come back. So they're sending up 2 with 2 uniforms so that 2 stay and these 2 can get dressed and come back. Then I said to him, but why are they going to stay in the Boeing capsule? Because it can't come back. And he says to me, that's an interesting problem.
I think they're in the International Space Station.
I don't know.
They're
where.
hanging out at the International
Oh, yes,
Space
that's right.
Station.
And the Boeing is with them, going around and around. So they're going to leave 2 there. I said, why don't they just get rid of the Boeing thing? It doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Isn't that crazy?
7-year delay. Would you get on a plane that they delayed for 7 years?
I don't think so.
Would you get on this thing? I wouldn't have gotten on this. Get out of here. What is this, a one-way ticket? And there it is.
But look, they're making history.
History. This is ridiculous.
If they're sending supplies up there, which they are, I mean,
Right.
they've got, why can't they go back in one of the? Oh, I guess it's not.
Because they're sending satellites.
It's not for
They
humans.
drop
Yeah,
it
it's
on
not-
the-
as
you
I
know,
answer my own
to put a human being in a thing to
Right.
bring them back, you got to go through the heat shield and all this
Right,
stuff. Not
right, I
anything
see
can
that,
go through
yeah.
all of that. So, and I wanted to tell you, I want to thank you for giving me Clear to try. Clear is this thing where you go and you walk through allegedly I say,
Faster.
faster. But because I didn't register it correctly, which is on me, I had to have a conversation. Now, you know me. So I had to say to the guy, wait a minute, this is supposed to be faster. And Grandma Moses was going around and around and around the line. She got to this thing before I did. I'm so sorry, Mr. Santori, because the gizmo was not working.
Like your fingerprints?
That is the only thing I can use.
You can't use your eyes.
No. Light color eyes do not work well. Not you, because you use your eyes. Light
Because
color
I have
eyes.
no fingerprints. Why didn't we just have this conversation?
You have to press hard. And
Nope.
you gotta put your wrist in a certain
Oh, I
position.
tried that with TSA. It took 20 minutes to get readable fingerprints. Hold it, push it. Now try the next two fingers. Put your wrist down. Hold. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. He says, I have people with arthritis who I can get fingerprints on faster than you. I'm like, what can I?
But let me
Again,
tell-
what can I tell
But let
you?
me tell you the problem I had. It wasn't even any of that. The first problem I had is I was 10 pounds overweight.
For your
on a
bag.
suitcase. So you see me taking stuff out of the suitcase and putting it in my other suitcase. So they let me go with 1.5 pounds. Boom. The second problem was my ticket said Freddie Santori, and my license says Federico Santori. So all of a sudden, I had TSA all over me. And I
This
said,
is now to Chicago?
Here's to Chicago. So I said, it's just a problem because the guy got me the ticket. He didn't spell my name correctly, guys. Relax. So Linda walks through TSA. You know how you go like this and they go, that thing? They surround her. She lit up like a Christmas tree. And do you know where? In the privates. By boom, ba. And she looked at me. She says, Freddie, help me. I go, I don't know that lady. I thought she was kidding. Would you like to go into that room, please? And Linda says, I'm not going anywhere with you. What's the problem? Well, apparently, this thing lit up. There's explosive materials or something. Something's going on. Next lady behind her, rip-a-doop, same thing. So do you two know each other? Now we're getting real interesting. I picked up my bag. I'm heading out the exit because I don't want to be associated with this. Can you believe if certain garments that you wear, when you walk, create a friction or some kind of heat
Well, if
pattern?
you wear chains and you go through the machine on your
No
underwear,
chain.
then you
No
you know,
chains, no chains.
No chains on
no
underwear?
chains, no chains. So I said to them, now that we've cleared this mess up, and I don't want to tell you what she had to do to clear it up. Can you fix the machine? Because obviously you're going to be clicking everybody walking through this. So they had to call somebody down. Apparently something was going on. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
If they had done that to me, I would have been flinging underwear.
Well, I told you what I
naked.
was reading. In a few million years, the Y chromosome will be extinct, so men won't have that issue anymore.
Read that?
Yes,
You read that?
I read that.
A woman
Do you guys
wrote.
back this up?
A woman wrote
Russ,
it.
can you back that up? In a few years, the Y chromosome is going to be extinct.
There was what?
The Y chromosome.
I don't know. I have to check.
A woman wrote that. I read it from a guy. The X chromosome is being eliminated.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I-
right.
Men will
wrote
soon
that.
be able to give birth. La la.
Are you ready to take a commercial break? When we
No.
come back, we're going to get our.
No, you're rubbing me out.
You know what it is? You know what
What?
time it is?
What
We're
is it,
halfway
Webby?
through
Webby, what do you got?
hurricane season. So we come back,
Yeah.
we've got Linda Summers joining us.
Halfway through.
Halfway
it's
through.
September
We're at the
nearly.
peak of hurricane season, so Linda Summers is going to be joining us on the other side of this commercial break to let us know what's happening out there in the great beyond.
We're in trouble.
More to come. Stay tuned. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Brooklyn Cafe TV for exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Like and subscribe for more information to Ant Media Productions as well. More to come. We'll be right back.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Ant Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Ant Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
Looking for art to add to your collection? Well, look no further. Here at Amp Media Studios, we house tons of art, ranging from abstract paintings to realistic portraits. Come on in and find the art that fits your home. Any and all art is up for sale, so pick yours up today. Stop by at 2400 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Boca Raton, Florida 33431. See you there!
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty rich and pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply for benefits and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits every month and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact and will share our insider expertise. There is a time limit to apply. We're here to help you get your disability claim filed and paid as soon as possible. Please, time is limited. So, if you are between the ages of 50 to 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury, call right now and let us help you file your disability claim with the Social Security Administration.
Introducing Pure Light, the revolutionary air purification system integrated into a special LED light bulb. Pure Light eliminates pet odors, human odors, and even mold and smoke odors with just the flip of a light switch. Guaranteed for 5 years with a 100% money-back guarantee. Transform your home or office today. Visit pure-light.com and use code RUSS, R-U-S-S, for an exclusive 20% discount. Breathe cleaner, live happier with Pure Light. PURE-LIGHT.com. Promo code RUSS, R-U-S-S.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
You ready? I heard this morning that hurricane season, we are in the peak of hurricane season, but things are looking good. So I want to bring our good friend, longtime friend, Linda Summers over. She is from Florida Severe Weather, and she is joining us. Oh, my goodness.
Linda, that's a big dog.
He's a mini.
He's a mini.
I know.
A mini what?
He's supposed to be a mini. He's 54 pounds.
A mini what?
Golden Doodle.
They're the best dogs, right?
He's amazing. He's awesome.
That dog,
Yeah,
that dog
he's a good-
needs a dog. That dog will move you around like forget about it.
And do you know Chewy is 18?
Yes.
Where's Chewy? Is he still floating around the house?
He's right here. He's sleeping.
Oh, buddy. Now that little
He's
dog,
18.
He's 18. Has been Linda's service dog. And that little guy knows when she's going to fall, if she's going to fall, signals her with everything. I mean, they'll be
So
here,
does
he's
this
at her
one.
feet and keeps her balanced. And now you got the big guy.
And he's amazing.
Well, I can see at 54 pounds. Poor Chewy's like 6 pounds. I don't know how Chewy did that.
You can put a
He was
saddle on
originally
it.
a seizure and stroke dog, so he was able to detect my seizures and strokes. But now I've had the brain surgery and all that. I only really need the balance and the stability, and just be able to get across the street without anyone being mean to me, going, "Hurry up, lady!" I just can't.
Oh my
But
God.
they're good with the dog. They'll wait for the dog. They don't care about the human.
Isn't she amazing how she just keeps going?
We've known her 5 years,
Even longer, because
Oh.
we've been here almost 5 years.
6 years,
Yeah.
At least.
six
yeah.
and a half years.
How are
Yeah,
you
at
doing?
least.
What's happening?
I'm doing good. I'm glad I'm here back, sitting here with Freddie today. I didn't know he was gone. That's cool.
Yeah, she was going to join us on Friday, but we had a lot going on Friday. So we moved her to today so she could see your shining face as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, love bug. You can't call me love bug, but you can call me honeybee.
Honeybee. That's you. That's the name of your band, isn't it? When you were singing, are you still singing?
When I move right now, I'm not. The band kind of all dissipated and not. It was just too young of people, actually. They just don't stay motivated. Where I have another guy that wants to get something going, and he's the real deal. So I'm hoping when I get up to Port St. Lucie, we're going to get everything worked together. And
Are you moving up
so
there?
we'll see. If I eventually sell this house, yes.
Wow. So Florida
I
Severe
didn't-
Weather. Linda is a meteorologist, and she created Florida Severe Weather, which is an online service that everyone can follow. Whenever there's a storm, you are my go-to because, like Helen Archer, who's always right on astrology, you always predict, even if it's a 0.1% different than everybody else, you know where it's going. Do you remember the hurricane that was coming directly for Boca?
I knew you were going to bring that up. Yes.
Like, was it 5 or 6 years ago? It was like beeline right into Boca. And Linda says, no, it's going to come in and skirt the coast and go north. And all the big news networks said, straight for Boca. You and I are sitting at NN. My dad calls.
He calls.
He says, you're not going to believe this. It's skirting the coast of South Florida and it's going up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Linda was right.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I challenge myself. It's actually almost a game. Of course, there's education and everything involved and all of the different wind patterns and everything that is associated to forecasting. But it's literally a game for me, for myself, just to make sure I'm going, yes, I was right on. It's almost a thrill for me too, so
So what do you see happening coming up in the next week or two?
Right now, it's quiet. The next week or so, it's going to be quiet. September 1st is our peak season, September 5th, September 1st, 5th, 6th. It should be busier than it is, actually. The Pacific is actually quite busy, and it should be the other way around during La Nina. But we are very quiet here because of Africa's having a drought. A bad drought, unfortunately, for them. But it does give us that little bit of that African dust really keeps the storm developing. So at this point, it's been pretty good for us, luckily. But I expect it to pick up.
Now, Linda, I was going to ask you, because the dust from Africa, when it's in our atmosphere, suppresses the storms, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It funnels in the dry air.
Yes, but also it's creating havoc with allergies, creating havoc.
Me.
Everybody I know, me too. This allergy season has been tremendous because of all of the sand. So they get you coming and going.
Yes. I'd rather have the allergies, though, and I take an allergy pill than a hurricane.
So it seems to be what? Like going into the Gulf or skirting up our coast? So we're in this pocket?
We're in a pocket, and that's nice. And it's not just the Saharan dust, it's the Bermuda High. So the Bermuda High is also, if it's further away, it'll allow it to curve up. If the Bermuda High stays extremely strong, which it has been, it pushes them south of us if they're developing in the Atlantic. If they're developing down into by Cuba or the Yucatan, then it always will go straight up into the Gulf.
Interesting.
I think, Alicia, you had a question?
Florida, in South Florida.
What was?
How is the barometric pressure affecting us in South Florida?
It affects me because of my migraines, but it definitely, every time there's a low pressure moving through, that obviously will affect the system. Does she mean affecting us or affects the hurricane? I don't know.
Us as humans or as humans?
Us, yes. Yeah, that's mainly headaches, migraines. People will feel that. Their joint pain.
Oh my God, that was me last week.
Joint pain.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It happens. And it's funny because
I feel like a squishy ball. I feel like this is what someone's doing to my body all weekend.
Yes.
That's from the barometric pressure?
Yes, I get pressure in my headache and I end up with migraines. And here I have to always do these hurricanes. And every time I'm live and the hurricane's getting closer and everything's getting active, I'm like, oh. But it's just, that's what happens.
Maybe Linda's from another planet like us.
Oh,
hey, you got that web. I was going to tell you. I said you could have been an Olympic swimmer. And now you can be a pianist because you got all your fingers all done.
There's no doubt Linda's part of us.
we're going to call you Ducky.
I thought, oh my God, that's awesome. She could have been a swimmer in the Olympics.
Look at the amount of things, health, I don't want to say issues, but health things that have come up that Linda has been able to overcome. It's because she's got other DNA in her.
Yeah, she's from like Mars.
I mean, really, what keeps Linda, I don't know how you do what you do, but it's just unbelievable.
Thank you. I loved your song. Freddie, did you really write that?
I really wrote
The
that,
alien?
Linda. Oh my God,
I
yes.
loved it.
I wrote it. Me and Russ were sitting in the back, and I said, I'm going to write a song. And I wrote it, and somebody put it to words, another person put it to video, and I laugh. It's going to be number one.
I love it. I was wondering if you guys were doing that because of what has been seen. Did you hear about that around Pompano and the West Coast, the black rings in the... people were contacting me because they were wondering if it was a meteorological event. And I was going, well, it's not really a meteorological event. I can't say we're alone here. And then when I saw your song, I was like, I wonder if they're going to talk about the black rings. Just Google black rings showing up in Pompano and the west coast of Florida. And it's these weird, unusual rings in the sky. And I'm going, it's some sort of explosion. Then I thought, well, maybe it's people with drones doing it. But I don't know. When I saw it's not meteorological. No.
Well, the thing is that the whole space thing, there was a young lady on an airliner approaching New York City, and they were going to land, and she had her phone out the window because you could see the skyscrapers and stuff when you're coming in.
Yeah.
And this thing flew by the plane. And she gave it to the FAA, and they don't know what it is. They have no idea. So somebody took it and slowed it down. It looks like a cylindrical object. Nobody knows what it is. Not the first
even
time
the
that
satellite?
they don't know. It went across the plane.
Google the blue smoke rings.
All right,
Did you
because
do
black rings aren't coming up other than black wedding bands, so that's not happening. So I got to find something else that's
But that
coming
is
up.
another phenomenon, by the way.
Black rings in the sky, or black smoke rings. That's it. Black smoke rings in the sky. It's Virginia had it all within the last week. Pompano Beach.
Do you
'cause
follow?
it was-
Do you follow alien stuff?
No, it's just people reached out to me because I'm a meteorologist. They were like, "Is this a phenomenon, like meteorological one, or what's going on here?" Because I have
Mysterious-
friends in Coral Springs.
Mysterious black smoke rings over eastern Virginia puzzles residents.
Yeah, in Pompano, it happened yesterday about 2 in the afternoon because everyone was reaching out to me going, "What is that?"
Russ,
Russell,
what do you
where
think?
were you? Where were you at 2:00 in the afternoon, Russell?
A mysterious black smoke ring appeared in the sky over Williamsburg, Virginia on August 13th, puzzling residents.
That's where I'm
And I can
going.
send you the information about yesterday. I can send you that.
That's where I'm going
Nice.
because of that.
Residents in eastern
Are you
Virginia
coming
were
to the
puzzled
studio?
after a black smoke ring mysteriously recently appeared and floated through the sky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, maybe that's why he put that song out, but it wasn't. It was just coincidence.
That song actually, that song is a show that we do called Lights in the Night, and it's with Russell Johnson.
okay.
I've known him 11 years, and we have always put out bits and pieces of UFOs and things of that nature. The technology that's following Russ's show is even this stuff, these light bulbs.
Can you see?
Holy smokes.
Wow.
what
So
is
that's
that?
Pompano yesterday, and then the other one side is the West Coast, and the other one's Pompano.
It looks
About
like a
the same
centipede
Looks like the bottom of a ship.
or a
Yeah.
centipede. Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
What if it's the Titanic?
Up in the sky,
It reappeared.
up in the sky, the Titanic in the sky.
Brought to you by aliens.
It's in the
Wow.
sky. Titanic's on the ground.
I know, but that's
Ghost
the
Riders in the
irony of
sky.
it all.
Ghost Riders in the Sky. That's a good.
See, I think maybe
I love this girl.
I need-
Are you coming to the Boca Raton? The Brooklyn Cafe.
Not today.
I need you to come in and sing, Linda, the song. I want you to
Oh,
sing
Riders-
a version of the song.
which
'cause I
one,
wanna
Riders
get
in the Sky or the Alien
the
song?
alien song.
Riders in the
Oh,
Sky.
the alien song, right?
Yes, I'm going to get you a script and everything else so you can practice it. I want you to come in. I want to see what a female voice to this. We're doing all sorts of
Okay.
experiments with this music. Yes?
Cool.
Absolutely.
And you can make it look so cool. It sounds so cool. I am sure.
It'll be a Stevie Nicks kind of
Yes.
vibe.
And
And
Don
that's what I
will be
was
playing
looking
the
for.
piano.
Stevie Nicks.
It'll be so great to see.
Okay.
And Don, you'll play the piano,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Now that I can play the piano again.
With her good fingers.
With my good fingers. Imagine that.
Can you imagine if you would have come out with 11 fingers after they finished?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine they told me at almost 58 years old?
But she would have at least known when she was young. You never knew until now, right?
Never knew.
I know, that's funny.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. You're the
Oh, I
best.
think I lost you. Oh, there we are.
Feel good, honey. It's always great to see you. Love to everybody.
Nice to see you.
Give Chewy a big hug.
Okay.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
It's like, mwah. I did.
Amazing. It's always fun. You never know. See, she's one of my people.
What's your people? Aliens?
Aliens. I don't like the name aliens. I feel like they're
Well, I'm a resident. Seriously, I still have.
starseed.
I'm a resident alien. I have a green card for the last 40 years.
Do you know that there was a lady at NN? This is going back 17 years ago, and she used to go. There were star children. So Freddie was working with me at the time, and she says to Freddie, "I can see the star. You're a star child." So do you know that for a week my son kept looking at his hand? He says, "Dad, I don't see it." I said to him, "Stop it,"
I got a star right there.
and it begins.
Right there. I told you I went to a psychic fair when I was probably 10 years old with my mom, and they pulled me aside and told me I was not from this planet. I was from a star, and I'm borrowed these parents, these human form, and I'm here borrowing them, but I really belong to a different galaxy, and I'm just here to serve a purpose. And so I remember telling my mother that, crying. So I said last night, remember that psychic? She says, yes. I said, clearly, they must have been right. And you know what she said? They were. Again,
You've messed up-
revelations at 57 years old.
You've messed up the plan.
I've messed up.
You messed
I
it all
am
up.
the plan.
No, you messed it all up.
How?
Because you didn't follow the path. You might have been coming out of the ashes like something from
phoenix.
another planet. Yeah.
But
you
you're
messed it up.
following it. Now you are.
You can't mess up a
No,
plan.
you messed it up.
You can only follow the plan that's in your heart.
They-
Russ told me last week, once you find out what your
They
contract is,
change-
why you came, then you follow the plan.
They change your physicality. You change your eyes.
You gotta find out why you came here.
Russ says, I got to find out why I came here.
Yeah, but you changed everything. You changed the webness, web feet, web
No, because
hands, the
that,
eyes.
when you came, you would never have known you were different. This is what you chose to come
She
here.
has no fingerprints or birth certificate.
I understand.
She
yeah.
has no birth certificate, lady.
That's why she's my daughter.
See,
From
No birth
another lifetime, right?
I did at one point, but I don't know where it is now. Anyway, more to come. You ready? Because Helen Archer is here from the Cosmic Astrology Society. We've moved our Tuesday interviews to Monday because tomorrow we are going to be with Sally Bernard on location.
Oh, okay.
So I moved my Tuesday interviews to Monday, and I think...
Thank you for sending me the memo. I left all of my notes home.
Well, she'll fill you in. And we have our other guest, our shamanic practitioner is joining us as well.
So far, I'm 0 for 2.
And Russ is here, so
0 for 3.
woo, more to come on the other side of this commercial break. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Welcome to the Chocolate Spectrum, nestled in the heart of Jupiter, Florida, where every sweet indulgence tells a story of hope. Founded by Valerie Herskowitz for her son Blake, who is on the autism spectrum, the family-owned Artisan Chocolate Company has been spreading joy since 2013. Here, individuals with autism and other developmental disabilities are empowered with training and employment opportunities, which not only give them purpose, but also teach valuable skills. Support a greater cause with your exquisite treat by shopping in-store or online at shop.thechocolatespectrum.com, with shipping nationwide all year round, or call at 561-277-9886. The Chocolate Spectrum, where every bite makes a difference.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
On November the 7th, 1932, CBS Radio aired the very first episode of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, marking a milestone in the history of science fiction media. The show was a radio adaptation of the popular comic strip Buck Rogers, created by Philip Francis Nowlin and illustrated by Dick Calkins. The comic strip, which debuted in 1929. On November the 7th, 1963, Carol Joan Crawford, a 20-year-old from the United States, was crowned Miss World 1963 in a dazzling pageant held in London, England. Carol Crawford's victory was historic for several reasons, as she became the first American woman to win the prestigious title. On November the 7th, 1988, Sugar Ray Leonard scored a stunning victory over Donnie Lalonde by technical knockout, TKO, in the 9th round to win the WBC light heavyweight title at the Ella Memorial Sports Arena in Los Angeles. On November the 7th, 1991, Magic Johnson, one of the NBA's greatest players, shocked the world when he announced that he had tested positive for HIV. This revelation led to his immediate retirement from the Los Angeles Lakers. The comedy film Bean, directed by Mel Smith and starring Rowan Atkinson as the beloved bumbling character Mr. Bean, was released in the United States.
I feel like I'm all over the world. Australia, all over the place. England.
I think we lost Alicia. The studio's going to levitate soon. She's around here somewhere.
Alicia's around here somewhere. She probably tripped.
She's around here
probably
somewhere.
sleeping in the lobby.
But we brought Helen Archer in, who's normally here on Tuesday of Cosmic Astrology Society, because we need to see what's happening. And I told you, I read the article today, that we need to stock our pantries because we're going to be a food shortage.
You said strawberries. That's not
the
food.
article I read was strawberries, but there's going to be more because crops are having a problem now, and we're going to talk to Helen about that. We've got our new friend, Michelle Vrickich, joining us all the way from down under. She packed up a suitcase and moved here.
Just
Sold
like that?
everything in
Just
Australia
like that.
and moved here with a suitcase.
I like her attitude.
I know, right?
She's nuts like the rest of us.
Free as a bird, as I say.
And then I think
Free as a
she's free as a bird. Everyone's going to join us tonight at 5:30 at 388 by Mr. Sal on Federal Highway.
Yes, and people stop texting me. I'm going to be there. Yes, I'm going to be there. Yes, I'm going to be there. Come, we're 5:30, 6 o'clock.
We're going to be on air 6 to 7, and the show will air on Friday night on True Oldies and all 6 radio stations.
That's right. Now, you had said something about traveling.
Okay, we're putting Helen on Z3.
You had said something
But before
about...
we get into that, we have to play her intro.
Oh, okay.
They're going to roll the intro. Let me find the intro. And you're cued.
So you had said something about traveling on an airplane, which I took an airplane on, when did I go? I went Friday?
Sunday to Friday.
No, Saturday.
No Sunday.
Which you weren't going to go, remember?
Sunday, yes, I wasn't going to go because of what you told me. But I went Sunday to
Friday.
Friday. And I got to tell you something. They don't call Chicago the Windy City for no reason. I left a stain in my chair. I urinated all over my chair. This thing, when it landed, I said, I'm done. This guy was coming in so hot. I mean, the wings, you could see the white foam coming. I said, what is wrong with this guy? He was fighting the crosswinds. And when he landed, everything came down. Boom. Everything, the mask, everything came. I said, I'm done. The first thing I said, I'm going to die, and I'm going to be thinking of you. Because you said, don't fly. Didn't you say that?
But you went anyway.
Well, they called me, and I had to go.
Yes, I mean, sometimes you can't help it.
I didn't want to go, to be honest with you. But I went. And then I said, when I come back, and what a rough ride on the way there. My God, it was as bumpy as hell. Now, to go to Australia is how many hours?
21 hours.
Forget about it. You couldn't catch me going to Australia. I would go crazy in that plane. 2.5 hours was crazy.
All right, Helen. So, again, you were correct about the food shortage. He had a bumpy ride because he shouldn't have gone, but he went. But that's me.
Thank you, Dawn.
What do you have coming?
You said something about my wardrobe, and that was absolutely.
Sally changed her clothes.
Like this, I changed my whole wardrobe.
You look lovely.
You said that, so it's absolutely correct.
And Venus is going to soon go into Libra, your sign, so your appearance is going to be important because you're going to meet a lot of people and make a lot of connections. So you'll feel more confident doing that.
Yeah, I'm talking tomorrow in front of, 100 people?
Yes. So what do we have happening this week on the planets?
What we have happening this week on the planets, I keep writing it down, but with Mercury retrograde, I have to look it up.
Are we almost out of it tomorrow?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Mercury is going direct on Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's going forward, and then it's going to move slow until September 4th when it's full speed ahead. But it's in Leo now, so that's good. It's not as bad with details and everything. But, you know, it was square Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, which rules transportation and travel. And since they're air signs, air travel is part of that, and weather's unreliable. So that's what happens. But, you know, we're going to be over that period of time, and we're going to move forward. And then Mercury is going to go forward, and it's going to go back into Virgo, so then we can correct all the mistakes and details that we didn't take care of during this last 3 weeks. We'll get clarity. Oh, my goodness, this isn't right, or we missed this, or so yeah, we can move forward and
It's been a lot of
correct
miscommunication.
things. Pardon me?
A lot of miscommunications happening.
Yes, and missed mail and missed messages and phone calls. So we need to go back and review everything and recontact and reconnect with everybody so that we can move ahead and get our business plan going.
Amen. It's time to get our business plan going. What else?
So today the moon is in Gemini and the sun is in Virgo.
What does that mean?
That means that we're going to discuss Mercury because Mercury is the planet that rules both of those signs. Now, you know, in mythology, Mercury was the messenger of the gods. So it's a quick mind, a high intellect, communication, and in Virgo, it rules details. So all the detail-oriented jobs, the admin jobs, the bookkeeping jobs, the accounting jobs, all of those are ruled by Virgo when, you know, Mercury is in Virgo. So we're counting on the sign Virgo to help us keep all those details organized. You know, they can see the beginning and the end and work our way in through the middle to help us achieve our goals. So we need to have Virgo in our lives. But we have to show appreciation for Virgo because if we take Virgo for granted, then they're going to stop helping us.
What the hell was that noise?
Apparently there's a leak.
There's a leak.
But it's not even raining out, is it?
You see water?
There's a bucket over in the back.
Okay, so now we're coming into where, you know, Mercury retrograding is causing things to break down and not function right. And then we didn't realize it while it was happening. And now all of a sudden it's coming to light.
So what's happening right now around the world and happening with political people and everything else, does this give us a good or a bad sign to what's going on? Is it a positive time? Is it a negative time with everything at this stage of the game?
It's a time of rhetoric. You know, Mercury in Gemini rules the tongue. So all the energy flows to the tongue, and it's a time of rhetoric, of talking, of organizing. But the thing is, whatever they discussed, whatever was planned, whatever really happened during the Mercury retrograde is going to start unraveling. And when it moves forward now, it's going to be back to square one. So we start from scratch and we come to a much better conclusion. However, Mars is going to be going into Cancer. And I find that over the course of history, whenever there was any kind of problem in the Middle East, a terrorist attack, a war, miscommunications, they always started happening at the 2 to 4 degrees of Cancer. So Mars is going to be at 2 to 4 degrees of Cancer after the 5th of September. So I think there's going to be more turmoil in that area, and I don't think they'll come to any kind of conclusion right away.
Why don't we take a commercial break, because I think we have our own turmoil of conclusion over there.
All right, more to come. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
The owners of Amp Media Productions and the Brooklyn Cafe show, Don and Freddie S., are excited to announce the launch of its new nonprofit educational charity, the Amp Media Futures Foundation. This foundation gives college students the tools that they need by providing them hands-on learning experiences in business, marketing, communication, and media creation. To donate or volunteer, contact AMP2 Media Productions by email at info@ampfutures.org.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And what is that?
It's the water. It's the water.
You were like, put that back. I was like, okay. I hate to be right. Stop it, Helen. I hate to be right sometimes. I see her walking away. I see her walking with the bucket. I'm like, no, put the bucket back. As soon as you put the bucket back, thump, 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 thump.
The problem with water is that it always finds its own level. So that water is going to fall that way and then go this way. That's the problem.
Well,
So somebody's got to get up there and sweep that water off. It's accumulative water.
Things to do, things to come. All right, Helen.
Okay, so
Couldn't be here at a
repairs.
more appropriate time.
Repairs, Mercury and Gemini conjoining Mars and Jupiter. So whatever's been going wrong, whatever's been happening the last 3 weeks in terms of functioning and mechanics and roofs and households, things are going to have broken down or going to break down and now have to be dealt with.
And that's pretty much where we're at, isn't it? Welcome
Fantastic.
home. Welcome home, honey. Don't you love that? All right.
So let's talk about the next major aspect, which is Pluto, which I said went into Aquarius for a brief period of time this year, and now it's been retrograding. And on Sunday, it's going to move back into Capricorn, which is the sign of business, finance, banking, big government, at the same time that Uranus is going to start moving backwards. So all these little scandals, all this information is going to come out now as to how big government really is. And all the people who are in control of the money are going to hold on to power, but they're going to be challenged now. And this is like their last little time where they can be in control, because once Pluto moves back into Aquarius in November, then it's going to be more control by the people, freedom for the people, and the people are going to rule.
So in November, things change. Well, that's right when the
Well,
election
you know
is.
it's going to change.
That'll be after the election, but yes, there'll be changes on the day of the election. But I don't want to get into that. I just want to say that then we move on Labor Day into the new moon in Virgo. So the emphasis this month is on Virgo. So now we're going to revisit. We're going to look back at the details, the ledgers, the administrative, the letters, the emails, everything that we did in the last 3 weeks, and we're going to make sure that it's accurate. So this is a time of clarification, of discovery, and we're going to realize that we need to redo a few things, that we can make things more efficient, and we can find a better way to approach a subject or a project. So, we have to be open to that, and then we can make the appropriate changes and move forward at the lunar eclipse, which is the full moon on the 17th of September. So details, nose to the grindstone, multitasking, being accurate, that's all part of the Virgo sign.
You have a lot to do.
Is it okay to write new deals?
It's okay to write new deals. Venus will be going into Libra on Thursday. And so, yes, it's a sign of contracts, negotiations, diplomacy. It's good for women, women's issues, makeup, cosmetic, wardrobe, entertaining, fine dining. And we just have to be less extravagant. But Libra is a sign that, especially with Venus and Libra, they want to have harmony in relationships. This is a sign of marriage, legal partnerships, both business and marriage. And so they go out of their way to have harmony. And sometimes, they have to give up their own needs, their own goals in order to achieve that, which works for a while, but after a while, it upsets their balance. So we have to be sure with Libra that we have a balance so that both sides are coming together in the middle and both are benefiting.
It's suffice to say that I got more calls when I got back. There's 388 tonight. Mag Chop invited us on the September 22nd, so we're part of that. And then there was another one. What's her name? Shelly?
Shelly Sweet Shells on Thursday.
Sweet Shells is this Thursday. So I'm getting all these invites of different things going on. Well, last week I didn't get one invite. This week I got like 12.
Well, you did. I just didn't tell you about them. Sorry. You weren't here. So why tell you? And actually, Eddie Jelly is going to be at Funky Biscuit with
That's
True
on
Rumors
Friday.
on that Friday night.
Yeah, but you should tell me these things because I'm anticipating all this movement and it didn't happen.
So
but you
what
did
we
happen.
need to do in Virgo fashion is have a calendar where we fill in all these things for everybody
She
to
doesn't
view.
fill it in.
Oh, wait. Guess what? Danny is making us a calendar. And it's
Good.
a whole new app that's coming out. It is on... I forgot what it's on Notion. So everyone's going to have access to Notion because while you were away, they decided a calendar in Freddie's head is really not a good way to run a business, or in my head. So they are organizing us. Danny is working on this. So there's going to be everything. So schedules of shows, calendar of events. You're 100% right. We're going to have it by Wednesday.
Wonderful.
Dawn went away to Seattle, right? And she left. And Dawn didn't send any news to me or people, anybody. So I do things differently. I send guests in, I invite people, whether they show up, they don't show up, good, bad, or indifferent. She gets a whole slew of people to talk to, Tracy and the... See, we're two different types of... A calendar is not going to help that.
Helen said we need a calendar, so we're going to have one on Wednesday.
You need to be organized is the thing. You need to
Honey,
have it written down.
This
You need to be
organization
organized.
is my organization.
Freddie, you have 4 women in here. Listen.
Organization.
They don't even tell me who's showing up. I didn't know you were coming today. No one told me. No one told me about Russell. No one told me about Australia.
Michelle?
Nobody told me
Her name's
about...
Michelle.
You knew I was coming. I have my show
That's
today.
my ex-wife's name.
I know, now you're
I'm
gonna
allergic
remember
to that
it.
now. I'm only kidding.
Frickage.
Sally, I knew she was coming.
We have to change our modus operandi, and we have to become more organized, and we have to rely on, like you said, calendars, have it written down, have it be in black and white. This is the Virgo thing. Now, Pisces feels things. Pisces goes by feelings and doesn't really like too much detail, doesn't like too much reality. So with Saturn in Pisces, you cannot continue like that because you're going to be behind. Everybody be
why?
moving ahead, and you'll go backwards if you don't get organized
Honey,
and
they're
don't
catching
rely
up to
on
me. It's not
details.
the other way around. They're catching up to me.
Yeah, you're a visionary. You got ideas. So Virgo
And the
has
part
to
about
put it down.
reality, be careful with that because maybe I have the reality and maybe others do not.
Well, that's possible too.
That's possible.
Helen, as far as a Libra, because I am Libra, you know that at this point, but does this affect like relationships and things like that? Is that applying in general, or is it more with a Libra?
The sign itself, Libra, without going into a
relationships
person,
broad, it's not
an
particularly-
individual horoscope. The sign Libra rules relationships. It is in the 7th house of marriage and partnerships and legal matters. So that's what it rules. So now as planets go in and out of Libra,
right?
Like when the sun goes into Libra at the end of September until the end of October, Libra people are born, and they are people who like harmony. They like marriage, they like partnerships, they want to have someone in their life.
Yeah, that's her. That's what she does.
And that's important to them, and they'll do anything
balance.
to maintain that,
Right.
even if they have to give up some of their own needs and desires.
Okay.
Now, on the other hand, Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is a sign of society, of love, of romance, of friendship, of happiness, of beauty. And so it's exalted in Libra. So now as Venus comes into Libra, that is going to emphasize all those things, and it's going to make Libra's life more popular, more efficient, more affordable. But they have to watch their spending because they like little luxuries and little fripperies, and sometimes they're not that practical.
Thank you.
Michelle, when were you born? What sign?
I'm a Gemini.
She's a Gemini, so she's under the Mars and Jupiter in Gemini cycle right now. So she's energized. She's moving ahead. She's expanding. She's getting reviews and positive feedback. Her face is out there. Her voice is being heard. So she is growing and building her brand right now.
What was that?
I believe that for Gemini, it's their emerald year, so it's quite a good year for me. So I'm glad I did what I did in order to get here and be ready for expansion, not only in my business or in my career, but also internally as well.
It's a good time for you.
It is, and I am making the most of every moment that I can.
She's making the most of this Jupiter cycle, so she's taking advantage of opportunities, and that's what Jupiter, it brings you opportunity. So it's your choice. Are you going to turn down the opportunity and go back to where it was, or are you going to advance and take advantage of opportunity? And the window of opportunity is very short. You got to jump it.
What sign are you?
Scorpio.
What's in lace for the future of Scorpio?
Scorpio has been under the Uranian influence for the last 5.5, 6 years. So we've expanded, we've grown, but we've also been held back in making changes. Sometimes changes have been forced upon us, but we are getting very inventive and we're ingenious. We just have to work on our human relations. The relationships are not that lasting, even though we want them to be.
You sound like my first wife, Susan.
Is she a Scorpio?
Oh, yeah. Just like that. Just exactly what she said.
What happened?
And Scorpio has a tendency to want to control things. They want to direct things in the direction they think is going to be the best, and then they find out that maybe they weren't right. So Scorpios need to just let things happen the way they're going to happen and just go with the flow.
That's right. They mess it all up. At the end, they go, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Right. So you learn with time. You also
I
have
wish
to
I
learn
knew
to control your temper.
22. Yeah. Oh, the temper. Oh, watch out now.
Well, what happens with Scorpio is they try to be nice. They want to be friendly. They want harmony. So if they have a grievance and they notice little things, they keep it hidden. They keep it back. They keep it back, and then suddenly something fires them up, and boom, they explode. And the people look at them and say, well, "What are you so excited about?"
That's
and they
how
don't
a
realize
volcano.
that it's been building.
That's how a volcano works.
So when are career changes good for Scorpio?
Career changes, I don't know, and certainly not with Mercury retrograde, but Mars is going into Cancer at the beginning of September, so that's a positive cycle for Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer.
All right, so come September, you got a positive cycle.
And that's for 6 weeks until
Pisces.
Election Day.
When is this positive cycle? In September?
September, October, it's positive. The energies flow smoothly. You feel more at ease. Your
I'm
health
moving
improves.
I'm moving to Australia.
And that's
packing
ruled
a
by
bag.
Cancer. That
remember?
country's ruled by Cancer, so they're gonna benefit. But anyway, and then as far as the health is concerned, when we're in Cancer, Mars in Cancer, Cancer rules the stomach. Cancer rules digestion. And Cancer rules the gastric nerve. So what happens to the sign Cancer when Mars is in Cancer, the gastric nerve acts up. If you're stressful, if you're aggravated, if you're jealous, if you're angry, if you're resentful, if you feel betrayed, all of that stimulates the gastric nerve, which pumps acid into the stomach. So then when you go and eat food, the acid backs up on you and starts irritating the stomach. So you have to watch what you eat. You have to stay calm, and that's the Cancer thing. So we need a pure food. We need a good food, and like I said, it could bring food shortages because of the crop.
All right, how do people follow you, Helen?
I'm on Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook. Please join my group. I'd be happy to have you.
And be careful of what you ask for, because she's going to give it to you the way it is, and you can interpret it. And I almost did not go because of her. to Chicago.
But you did
Almost
go,
there.
and then you expanded and met new people and are advancing your career, right?
Yes, all sorts of good things are coming forward, and we're going to touch a little bit about that with Jay in the second part of this hour as well. And it wasn't only about me, because I didn't go for me. I went for the Futures Foundation, and I put it out there, and I talked to a lot of people who think that what we're trying to accomplish is amazing. And again, you in my ear, except for that plane ride, which I tell you was rough, very bad. But good, then we're on the right path.
All right, more to come on the other side of this break. We're going to check in with Michelle Vrkic when we get back. More to come. Stay tuned.
Wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now, you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free. Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. 800-613-3597. That's 800-613-3597.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Captain Mad Mike here to talk about pirate treasure today. In fact, in today's pirate treasure, we think of gold, silver, and jewels. But they also stole frying pans, kettles, pretty much anything that wasn't needles, twine, sails, masts, anchors, frying pans, stoves, weapons, needles, twine, medicine, pretty much anything that wasn't nailed down. Anything of value was pretty much divvied among the crew and quickly spent. We have Captain Kidd to thank for the legend of buried treasure. But the only reason that you don't do that is that his cohort used it as evidence to convict him of piracy, which he was punished for. So, these days, people are thinking about mining the asteroid. There's enough resources in the asteroid between Mars and Jupiter to withstand a population 3 times the size of Earth. Nickel, iron, steel, and liquid water. So that's really pushing the pirate envelope, if you think about it.
And we're back. Don't give me the one swish.
I got a visitor. I haven't seen Raven since 2019. 2019. Raven was never at iHeart, I don't think.
I think so.
Were you ever at the other radio station?
In West Palm?
That was my sister and Macy. I know.
So many people.
Raven, I know. Raven belongs to my brother, who we don't see very often either.
Saw him too here.
But Raven lives in Tallahassee and is a barista.
I always wanted to be a barista.
You did? You kind of are here.
No, I just mix coffees.
Literally, I think I made 1 pot of coffee a day last week. He's already on his 2nd or 3rd pot of the day. I don't know who's drinking it.
That's Sally.
Sally, how's your coffee?
It's good.
Okay, we're gonna let Sally eat. I want you to meet Michelle. Michelle Vrikich was in last week, and the whole studio started elevating between Sally, Michelle, Helen, Russ. It was like, woo! She's a shamanic practitioner.
It was a what?
Woo! You know.
And the other lady that was here that came after you.
Caitlin?
Caitlin was here also, and she had Emily with her unmatched socks.
Emily, yeah.
Emily is out sick this week.
So what did you do that? Woo! Everybody.
Well, I guess we talked about spirituality, we talked about galactic beings, we talked about when you experienced trauma in your life, inner child wounding. So we really went places, didn't we, last week?
We did.
Do you remember you and I first started and that couple came to us to talk about inner child healing? And you and I looked at each other and went, how do we sell inner child healing to an audience? We could not wrap our head around a commercial, what that means, like what is that? And now suddenly everyone understands what inner child healing and wounding is.
Mm-hmm.
Which it could be any trauma that you may not have even perceived it was a trauma as a child, but you're feeling it now.
Oh, absolutely. And it could be places where you didn't feel heard or, told to shut down your expression, or did you feel seen, or were you like mum, and just being dismissed because mum had a lot going on and didn't know quite how to involve a child into their life and with the stresses and the way that we navigate life. So all of that can take a toll in all of us. So I accidentally stumbled on shamanism. I wanted to open up a childcare centre because I also work with children. So when I started working in shamanism, I found that there's inner child work to be done. So then I started exploring and looking at whether you are a child or an adult, there is that inner child in you that still needs to be attended to, needs to be acknowledged.
Are we talking about present life, like when you were younger, or are we talking about prior lives, or what are we talking about?
So I do past life work as well.
Does that have something to do with what you're talking about now?
Absolutely, because what can happen is we might have a symptom of a situation, a trauma or a wounding that's being displayed in our current relationships. So not only will I go back to childhood and review and see how it kind of displayed and showed up there, but I also go searching in past lives and have a look at where the core wounding was. Some people are used to broken homes, so they've got hurt about not being in a family dynamic, not feeling like a sense of belonging. So then they might have past lives of where they've just been separated from family, or, you know, been the black sheep of the family. So then we're just helping bring that person back to their essence and to the wholeness that they are.
Now, you were living in Australia.
Yes.
For how many years?
My whole life. I was born in Australia.
Okay, and when you're in Australia, it's different. Your upbringing is different. The things that you learn are different. Does that have anything to do with what you are today?
Well, absolutely. But I was born in Australia, but culturally, my parents are Croatian. So, my God, all the beliefs, all the conditioning. I grew up in a very kind of strict family. I was treated different to my brothers. I mean, my parents did the best that they could, but there was things that I needed to work on. So the reason why I do childhood healing is because I've experienced some trauma myself. So in that, I'm able to relate to what people have been experiencing and going through in their life. I always think your biggest wounds are your biggest lessons, and that's where your medicine is, and that's where you're actually able to help people as well.
And you were helping people in Australia understand what's going on around them?
Yes.
Michelle helps people. She also clears sacred lands. So she can be called out to the redwoods to clear the lands of negative energies.
What about buildings and houses? Oh,
absolutely. Houses, there's spirits.
What about this
sometimes,
place?
Let's go there a little bit with entities, negative entities in homes. You know when you can walk into a home or a building and just go, oh God, like
it starts leaking?
Yeah, well, you know what? I actually felt there might have been something over there.
We looked at each other and said that.
Yes. I kind of feel a male over there, but he's doing his thing. It's okay. So being able to read
What do you feel over there?
I did feel like a male
Oh, a male.
over there.
Because I'm sorry, his Y chromosome he must be a little concerned that he's losing it, so he decided to give us a roof leak.
He wanted to get your attention.
You know, you shouldn't play with things you don't understand.
I don't mean to play with the negative
Because if I lose a computer over there, I'm going to be very mad at you.
I'm not
No,
trying
it's
to
okay
play with
because he
them.
was trying to get your attention. He's already satisfied now. He knows he
satisfied?
got.
No, he wasn't trying to get our attention. Well, he was trying to get somebody else's attention. I could tell you for a fact, because that has never happened until she showed up.
Well, what can happen is sometimes when I work in homes, sometimes the spirit of somebody that's crossed over is still in that sort of in-between world.
Right.
So sometimes I need to bring in understanding and take that being into the light. And sometimes they've just got attachments here and they're not quite able to fully cross over.
Can you talk to him? Do you see him?
Yes. Well, I can feel,
I feel
not
it.
necessarily see, I can feel the male presence in the
And
room.
it's a male presence.
Yeah.
I can feel a male presence, yes. A little bit, sort of like in his 50s.
I think he's scratching his head because I just started to scratch my
It's
head.
funny because sometimes we talked about this, and he happens to live over here in this corner. But the funny thing is that he's trying to get your attention to be heard.
Acknowledge. I feel that it's come from like another building over there, but I kind of felt our energies and thought it just like drew it a little
Thanks,
bit.
Michelle. I gave her a warning when she came in last week of what she might be encountering when she comes into this space. She didn't say anything last week.
No, it was fine last week.
Because she wasn't looking.
That's right. And to be honest, when I'm out in life, I don't want to be on all the time. I like to, the healing sessions that I do and the way that I operate, I want it to be in a sacred space. And I like to switch off because it's like that is that time frame. And when I'm in life, I'm just enjoying life and being in life.
So when people go through your sessions, what do you find afterwards? What are they coming to awareness of?
Oh gosh, so much. Sometimes it's just an emotional release. Just having somebody hold space for you, have somebody just be there and just, for me, it's a heart opening. It's a heart resonance in understanding what that person's journey has been like. Sometimes I get to know people so much deeper than their family members would ever get to know them. So for me, it's such an honor. It's a sacred moment of just being in tune and learning to understand not just this person, but we've all got that person stuff as well. I always see it as a mirror. What are they showing up that I can learn from them as well. Not only help clear them, but also understand on a collective level humanity, what we're moving through, what we can release, and literally just clear and bring our higher vibrational frequencies in a more expansive energy, so we can have more unconditional love around us, because a lot of us are walking around wounded.
Can you
We're
imagine
hurt.
if I had known about my fingers before last night, between my fingers, my eye patch, my headgear, and being overweight, I would have been like, I don't know how I would have ever turned out to be like this. But it's a whole lot of stuff of being unseen.
Yes.
And here I sit.
Yes.
It's a whole lot of trauma.
Timing. It's all about timing.
And also
Ask your father.
protection. If you were, what were you protecting? What were you not wanting to be seen? But look at you, you're like blossoming, and it's so funny, I see you as a flower, just opening and blossoming.
Because I guess I had to overcome a lot, not even knowingly.
Yes.
But I had to be what it is, to do what we do.
I got no comment.
What's happening, Fred? You're a little quiet over there, Freddie.
Well, the funny thing is that it's sunny as sunny can be, and there's a drip of water.
It hasn't rained in days, yeah.
And that's what it said to me. And the only person different today, well, there's two, but there was you when it happened.
Well, it's funny because maybe I'm bringing in, and maybe this is the topic that we need to go there today. We have the seen world, this physical dimension, but then we have the unseen world. So how much are we tapping in? How much are we aware of it? Are we shutting down? Are we opening ourselves up to it? Can we work with those frequencies and vibrations?
But we have to.
Oh my gosh.
See, the secret of it
frequency
is,
what I wanted
the secret of it is not ask, can we? The secret of it is we must, and we have to find a way of doing it. And the world gives you all sorts of hints, and it gives you all sorts of paths to take. And sometimes you have to add it all up to get something that makes sense. What I'm interested in is I want to know what your calling was that made you come here. Because you're in this studio, and I'm kind of asking myself why.
I think I mentioned this last week. My business was doing really well in Australia, and I was working with people all over the world. So I do in-person events as well as over Zoom. Energy is energy, and I can tap into it when I have consent at any time. And I was just feeling like this expansive energy. It's time to move. It's time to spread my wings. And I literally got a message from my personal guides that you need to, I actually, to be honest, thought it was going to be Hawaii. And then I got the message, no, it's America. And I did connect in with somebody at a spiritual conference in Hawaii. And she opened up her home and space to me and said, come move to America. And I just jumped on it. And my story is that I literally kind of went through the death phase of leaving behind everything that I've ever known and built in Australia. So saying goodbye to family and friends. I'm still connected to them, but it is different when you don't see them physically.
That takes a lot of courage.
Well, I kind of feel, but I'm a little bit of a manifester as well. So I'm a believer of manifesting and what intentions are you going to put out there. So for me, it's like I want to acquire a new layer of skill sets. What is it that I need to let go of, and what is it that I will gain from that, even though it looks like you're losing everything? Because I came here with no family and friends, but yet not only do I have my family and friends and my clients that I still work with in Australia, but I've got a whole other level of people, of expansion, of let's play. Like, what are we here to learn? How can we co-create? How can we build, as I mentioned before, more unconditional love in this world together?
Interesting.
But I think that's the calling as the planets change. When did you get here?
I arrived mid-February.
She just got here.
Helen, grab your mic, honey.
And I do have to tell you, it's so funny. I just knew I was meant to be here that much that my working visa didn't come through 2 days before my flight. So I had to completely trust the process. And living on the edge can be a little nerve-wracking. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone for your nervous system. But what I did was the internal work to make sure that I kept showing up where I needed to, and that I had faith enough to know that I could pull this off in the way that I did.
Can I just interrupt very, very quickly? I did exactly the same many years ago. It's like my story. I got on the flight not knowing anyone, with one, I always say with one suitcase, and here we are sitting next to each other.
Pretty amazing.
So in May, Jupiter went into Gemini, which is your sign. So that's a once in 12-year lucky cycle. And Jupiter always expands and offers opportunities, but you have to have faith and take that leap of faith. But see, here you are. Not only do you have your old clients still, but you have new ones too, new friends. You've expanded, you're growing, and your year isn't even over yet. You have until next June to keep expanding and growing.
Do you feel like she fits right in here?
You're like a lucky charm. Let's go play lotto.
Sorry?
Let's go play lotto.
Oh, God.
She'll
Yeah,
pro-
get-
I'ma
everyone
tell you,
buy a
she
lottery
will hit.
ticket today.
She will hit. But only if you pay attention to it.
But
Things
also, you've got to confront your fears at the same time. So when I teach what I do, and when I teach how to access spirit world, I'm kind of working on my highest timeline. So I'm reaching as big and as large as I can. But in that, it doesn't mean that it's just easy either. There's fears, there's doubts that come up. Can I do this? Can I pull this off? Am I going to land in a place where it's going to work? And I did, and I gave up my beautiful place at home. I was living by the beach in a resort and 2 big swimming pools. But then I've landed in my friend's house, which, oh my God, jacuzzi and boats and swimming pools, and I'm so grateful for her. But for me, I'd spent last year really focusing on manifesting. So it's like, it's in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. So it's like I had to put it to the test. And what I did was made sure that I didn't get stuck on the how, and that I just moved into the energy of what I wanted to create and how I wanted it to feel for me. And I've gotten so much more in the last 6 months than I ever had in my life.
Oh my gosh, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. More to come on the other side of this break. We got to check out the leak over there. Stay tuned. More to come with Michelle Rickich and Sally and Helen, and we'll be right back.
If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
The abuse of opioids and heroin is killing people. Recover Now is a new national movement to help you curb your addiction. You can get help now, right now, and you can get clean in as little as 7 to 30 days. So don't wait, change your life. Call the number on your screen right now. We can help. You could have a brand new life in as little as 7 to 30 days. You can change your life. Call the number on your screen right now.
If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina, along with spokesman Rob. So Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now. We're going to answer all of your questions, and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. You heard it, folks at home. Pick up the phone, call now.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available, so don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
More to come. Ready? Sorry about that. We have to get right back into it. I know, I feel like we've known you for so long and there's so much information to get out, and I'm hoping that you just keep coming back. She just feels like, for me, like I know her, she feels comfortable, and it's easy to have these conversations.
Well, we've been, I've known you, 8 years we've been doing this? Close to 9, whatever it is, and you begin to see a pattern of things that develop. The paintings, even. The light scheme when we go dark. She thinks it's dark and light, but it has to do with energy, just being able to travel and seeing things and hearing things and things happening that look like a coincidence and they're not coincidences, they're messages. And you meet Sally and we met Lynn and we met all these different people, Helen, to give you all the pieces to put together something special. So for you to say that, it continues to grow.
Always.
You know, you're a Daffy Duck with the webs. And
Nanu.
I've seen since I've been here 2 years now the amazing amount of people, but this is even more amazing.
This is a different level.
My story, her story is my story many years back, which we talked about. It's incredible coming here.
She actually is a different level for a lot of people.
Oh, yes.
And I'm glad that you're here, because if I were to try to explain these different things, did she meet Caitlin at all?
I don't know, was Caitlin here when you were all here?
Yes.
Sally was here a lot last week.
Yeah.
Sally's been here for every show. I tried to explain to Raven who was coming in, and not all one person. I had 3 separate, plus Russ, 4, 5 today. We had everyone in here today.
And everybody brings in a different element to the story. And it's up to the person listening to the story to piece it together. And then she makes hexatales to all the pieces and the planets and how this whole thing makes sense, for lack of a better word.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, I'm feeling people are hungry for it now. There's people are questioning, people are wanting to know and feel and see more. So just to acknowledge the both of you, you must be calling this in, because you certainly have been on a level. So your hearts and souls are probably ready for this on a whole other level as well.
True.
It's always fun to meet somebody and then you tell them a story and they look at you and they don't believe anything. I says, and if you're ready to take a ride, watch what happens. True?
Truth.
And it isn't about asking why and getting an answer, but just looking at what's presented and then you make up your own conclusion. That's the journey. That's the fun part of all.
And planting seeds, because not everybody can receive everything at the one time. So just planting those gentle seeds where it helps to awaken people on a whole other level, so they start to see that I don't want to be conditioned and have just a 9-to-5 job. Like, how can I live and how can I be leading the life that I want to create?
See, it's perfect that you're here. You get everyone in one fell swoop. You've never been here. No, I know. And now you get everyone all at once. Take it all in.
And everybody will add a different segment of the story that at the end of the day, you sit down and go, you know, for the first time in my life, this makes sense. And that happened to me. That happened to me 7 years ago, where I didn't know this made any sense either. I've been doing it 18 years. And 7 years ago, it came along and it made sense. And here we are. And it's all around us.
It took 2 people to bring me into the cafe. First of all, it was Paul who had introduced, and then Rose. I may never have come here had I have not
You
known
kept
this.
saying no because you're like...
No, well, I didn't really know what to expect.
You didn't join us at the other studio.
No, but I was asked to go there by Paul, who was there, and I did, and then it took Rose to bring me in here, and I have never left.
And you've got a big event tomorrow at the V.
Yes, at the V.
Want to give us some information
Found out
about
how
it?
to get there yesterday in the pouring rain, so I know how to get there.
What are you going to be doing tomorrow?
I don't know.
Had a
I'm
good
doing
answer,
the same as I
Sally.
do. No, I
Had a
have
good
no
answer.
honestly have no problem. I'll do what I do here.
You're going to be
yes.
doing a show. You're going to be answering
Yes.
people's questions from the
Yes.
audience.
Yeah, exactly what we're doing here. It's the same thing.
Bring
It's
your
just a
pop-up
different
banner, your book.
Everything is all in my car. So if anybody is, well, we'll talk later about
We're
it.
going to be there. And today on your show at 2:30.
Well,
we have to wrap
actually,
this one up.
vibrational energy, because we're talking so much about that, and I had copied something from Facebook that someone wrote, and it was so, I never usually present what I'm talking about on the beginning of my show, but I think it's really carrying on from this whole conversation, what I actually had planned to talk about. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow too. Start
More
off
to come.
with this, what vibrational energy is, because it's amazing. It
Yeah.
just lifts you up.
Call me Zena today at 2:30. And Michelle, how do people get in touch with you? And you also teach shamanic.
I do
practices.
shamanism, so how to access different worlds and how to receive messages from spirit world. I love, because some people can come in and they think they don't have the ability, but when you're just taught the simple techniques to access this information, it's mind-blowing for some people. I always see the joy and the relief for people to think that I've got this power myself and that I have the ability to do this as well. Sometimes we've just got to remove the cobwebs or the stories or the trauma, but once you're starting to release that, then you're able to access information yourself. And that's my favorite thing to
But
do, is
not
to
all
actually teach it.
entities are good entities that we're accessing.
Yes. There's good and bad. Yeah, and as a shamanic practitioner, we can discard and remove things that aren't for the good. And there's also activations to be had. So there's also messages and spiritual aspects that can come in for people where you're channeling ascended masters, your guides, people that have crossed over, galactic beings, which we talked about last show. So it can be very, very, very expansive.
But isn't that left up to interpretation of definition? I saw the movie The Crow over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw The Crow. And The Crow talks about purity of love.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some not so nice things that they did in portraying that purity of love until there was self-sacrifice, which is the biggest gift you can give. I trade my soul to save your soul, which is, it's in the Bible as well. But definition of what you're interpreting, isn't it good or bad? It depends on who you are and what you deem to be good, what you deem to be bad, and the reason that you do it. Isn't it a little bit more tricky what good and bad means?
Well, it's more to do with you could have an experience that could, your heart would want to shut from. You could feel a sense of betrayal or be put in a position where you're being taken advantage of. And, you know, you can go into sexual traumas and all of that sort of thing. So what you have an opportunity to do, and what our lessons are, is how can you alchemize that trauma and still come through with an open heart? How can you bring forgiveness in? Do you get into the dualities and fight them, want to be resentful about it, be judgmental about it, the right and wrong? So the alchemizing is moving through it and receiving the lessons for it. Did you not speak up? Did you not put boundaries in place?
I like the alchemizing.
Things to do. All right.
Take lemon and make orange juice.
How do people find you?
www.artistryofthesoul.com.au is my website, but you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Artistry of the Soul.
Wow. Artistry of the Soul?
Yes.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, huh? Takes me to get sick, get an IV, and find people, but somehow my energy always finds the people that I'm supposed to be finding.
Well, that's all part of the message on how do you get from A to B.
Right? You were with me. That was just crazy. It's always like that. Remember when I walked through the parking lot and found Live Like Jake in the pizza place?
No, that's not what happened.
What happened?
We did a shoot. We go outside and she walks. And I go, hello, where you going? And she kept walking. She didn't say goodbye. She just kept walking. And I had to go to the radio station. I said, I gotta go to the radio station. She was in her own car. And then the next day I said, what the hell was that? And she says, look what I found. That's what happened.
I don't know. Sometimes
You just kept walking.
just like I did at the IV place. I walked around, I found your card, and here she is. Certain things you just have to connect with, certain people. There's always a reason. I know. I'm filling in the pieces of my puzzle. Things to do. All right,
I think you are the puzzle.
We're going to wrap it up. Tune in today at 2:30 for Call Me Zena. Tomorrow she will be live at the V up in Lantana, so we're going to be there and we'll bring you some information on that. Tonight, join us at 388, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. Come out, network, have some happy hour, some half-price hors d'oeuvres. Join us right on Federal Highway. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some new people. Wrap up the summer, rolling into Labor Day weekend. Next weekend, we're going to be there every Monday night with True Oldies Radio, and the show will air on Fridays at 6:30. So spotlight your business on Prime Radio time.
And I was away, so we didn't get to really juice it up for tonight. So it's going to be another cold hello and goodbye, microphones and stuff coming. Talk about your business, put it on the air. But next Monday, I do promise you, we're going to have
Labor
some
Day,
entertainment.
so it'll be the following Monday.
And again, it's not next Monday, it's the following Monday. We'll have some entertainers, some singers. I'm thinking of bringing in the Rat Pack.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
I think
He's going to be here on Wednesday, actually.
I think we're going to put it together.
So Dijon is going to be here on Wednesday. He does Sammy
Do
Davis
you sing,
Jr.
by the way?
Me?
Yes.
No, gosh, no.
Okay, we got to wrap up. We got a 2:30 show. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.